So we're in our stairwell here at our law firm, and what we have in here are some of our visual aids that we use at the trials for our clients. Basically, what we have to do is we have to tell our clients stories, the stories of their cases, visually. So we create these visual aids that you see right here all the way around us in this stairwell, so that our goal is not every single detail, but the story of the case can be told visually with these boards, with these graphics, with these pictures. And that a juror sitting there, when they want to know what are the facts of this particular case, not only they're going to hear testimony, not only are they going to see documents, not only are they going to hear lawyers talking and witnesses talking, they're going to see visually the case. So what we find is that what we're able to do is communicate with all types of jurors. There are visual learners, there are people that hear better, and on and on and on. This is the way we've got to do it all for our clients. So what we have here on our wall is the storyboard of a tractor-trailer case. So that the jury that we have for this particular client, we could put these visual aid boards up, and literally the story of the case is right there in front of them. And so if we start in the top left, you can see there we have the scene, Google Earth scene. It's got the different landmarks. It's got the X where the wreck happened. Then we move over to the middle top. There's the tractor trailer involved. There's the unfortunate car of our clients. Then here's even a closer up version. So we move, you see the wreck. But then why did this wreck happen? So then we have to show visually why this wreck happened. If you move down here, you see the scales of justice. What we found out in the investigation here is that why this wreck happened is this particular trucking company, before 2011, and you can see we put it visually, they had a COO that supported safety. Their collisions rating was lower. They did safety audits. They had 2 national safety directors. They had a safety director at each location, and they did in-person training. After 2011, there was a change in the administration. There was a COO that supported profits over safety. Their collision rating went up. There was a pushback on the safety audits. Driver qualifications decreased. They went from 2 national safety directors to 1 safety director for the country. They went from 1 safety director per location to each safety director had 23 locations that they had to take care of. And I think this is extremely important. They went from in-person safety training to over-the-phone safety training. As we move across the visual aid, what we created, and that's why we have the boxing ring visual aid created, there was a fight in this trucking company between profits and safety. Our investigation actually found out that there was a team of people on the profits team, a team of people on the safety team, and they were fighting. And you can see one of the executives actually testified, people that see safety as you're just getting in our way of making money. That's a problem. That led to why this happened. Then as we moved down on the visual aids and the storyboard of this case, this particular trucking company at this time, its driver training program, it was protecting freight and profits, not safety. And when we asked this driver, you see the checkboard, visual aid? We went down the list and we asked this particular truck driver, were you trained that you had to do pre-trip inspections every morning? And he said, no. Were you trained that you had to inspect the brake liners? And he said, no. Were you trained that you had to inspect the brake drums and the brake shoes? He said, no. And as you can see, he said no to all of those training programs. When you're not training drivers, what happens? Well, as you follow this down, this particular tractor trailer had 4 out of the 6 brakes were defective on the tractor. 4 out of 6 brakes were defective on the tractor. That's what happens when you have a program that puts profits over safety. We have an 18-wheeler going down the road, 70+ thousand pounds, and the front 4 brakes aren't working properly. The vehicle couldn't stop. It couldn't stop, and that's why we had this wreck up here. And so we're able to show visually everything that happens down till we get to the theme of this case, unsafe brakes equals recklessness. And we can show the case from liability, what the corporate defendants did wrong, causation, how the wrongdoings caused, and then we finish with the damages. And you can see at the bottom we have pictures of this wonderful family, and then we're able to show visually all of the harms and losses that occurred as a result of this corporate negligence and corporate recklessness.